listening to podcasts, and I was never practiced with a reality person. That's why I understand to create this academy just to practice. Just to practice. I'm not here to help you with vocabulary or grammar. I'm not here to teach you like anything. I'm just here to give you opportunity to jump in and have a conversation with me and other people, because we are going to create like a big community. In this community, all of us have a goal to be able to understand when a native English are speaking and to respond, because to listen is most important when we are studying a new language, because we must understand how those native speaks, and how those people pronounce. What's the accent of Americans, for example? How does an England speaks, for example? This is so important. Even in Portuguese, we have different accents. This is one of the issues that make people don't speak English, because they are so worried about their accent. Accent is important. You can choose the accent, the best way to speak your English, but don't. You can't force me, for example, to speak like American, to speak like African when they are speaking English. It's so difficult because I'm from Mos, and in Mos we have different accents. And when I'm learning English, my accent becomes like differently. When I'm talking to a native, it's able to understand that I'm not American. And this is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is when I talk to somebody, those are able to understand, these one are able to understand what I'm trying to say. Because communication is to connect the people with talking. All we need is to connect, to be connected to people, to be connected to other people are living in different parts of the world, and they are trying to connect with us. And we are doing it because we understand how they speak, how they understand, how they talk, how they pronounce the words. If you have like bad accent, I mean, the accent like not seems like Americans, for example, but you are able to understand when they are speaking to you. And the most important thing to me right now is to understand when a native are speaking and to respond. Not at all. If you don't be able to understand how a native are speaking and what they're trying to say, not at all. You have no choice to make a communication to connect with those people. Why I chose to learn English? Why I didn't choose to learn Korean, to learn Japanese, to learn French, for example, and other language? I love, for example, Japanese. I love French. But I choose to learn English because I realized that English is the language of business. English is the language that gives you opportunity to connect with different people in different parts of the world. I mean, if you travel to any country in the world, actually you're going to find someone who speaks English. You got me? If you agree, please comment in this below. If you travel to a different parts of the world, no matter what kind, you are going to find someone who speaks English. That's why I decided to take it for serious, because I learned English from like over 10 years. But in this year, I said I'm going to take it full serious. Because if I'm just here to play like jogging, I will never speak English. I will never speak English. And this is my advice to all of you. If you want to be able to understand when native English are speaking, you need to learn from them. And mistakes, as Jack Ma say, is a part of success. Because when you are not able to understand when someone is talking to you in English, or if you are not able to respond to those people, sometimes you feel struggling. I mean, you get stressed. It's a normal feeling because it's not your language. That's why you need to improve always. Every day when you wake up, just write a sentence, listen to a podcast, look for somebody to speak in English, do it for 6 or a year. You're going to improve your English skills. I believe because this is the only way to learn a new language. Why does people are learning English but until now they are not able to understand or to speak? Because the most important or the most difficult is it to respond when a native are speaking to you. I know because I'm learning too. I'm a beginner now. No, I'm an intermediate. But I realize that most of us, a lot of us have no courage to say I'm going to foil. Because foil is going to teach me to be able to understand when a native is speaking. Many people of us have no courage to go forward and say, I'm going to learn. Because learning is so difficult, you must know it first. And if you decide to learn a new language, you need to believe in you, to believe in your potential. And this is the only way that I believe. This is my advice. I invite you to go to Bull Academy, and then you're going to find a big academy, a big community with different people of the different parts on the world. They are looking this, they have the same goal to be able to understand when a native are speaking and to be understood when they are speaking to those native.